Welcome to Moonshot Radio with your host, Dr. Nivea Torres.
Greetings and welcome to Moonshot Radio, where every moment is an opportunity to learn. I'm your host, Nivea Torres, Executive Director of the Kindergarten Readiness Collaborative, also known as KRC. Our vision is that all children in Indian River County will be ready for a kindergarten. We proudly partner with the Moonshot Moment, who is transforming the next generation in Indian River County by having 90% of all students reading on grade level by the third grade. With me today in the studio is Elizabeth Alfaro. Elizabeth is a registered dietitian and nutrition specialist for the School District of Indian River County. Elizabeth, welcome.
Thank you for having me today.
We're very excited to talk about nutrition.
It's my favorite subject.
I'm sure it is. Share with our audience a little bit about your role in the school district and a little bit about your background, Elizabeth.
So my background is in a Bachelor of Science in Dietetics and Nutrition. My main role with the district is to create all of the menus for all of the schools and then to implement those within the district. In addition to that, I manage what's called our commodity program, where I manage our federal budget of about $500,000, make sure that we get the best quality food at the best price. And then I have other responsibilities in addition, such as the social media and the marketing and promotions, really the fun stuff of what we get to do around here. So I have my hand in a little bit of every place in the district.
Wow, that's a tall order. So you manage the menus for all of the schools. Let's talk a little bit about that, because we find that it's so challenging to get kids interested in healthy food. So how do you create menus that are appealing to little ones and to students of all ages?
That's a big task. I spend a lot of time doing research and a lot of time at home recreating recipes. What I've done since I have been here, which is about 5 years, is I have really made our district more of coming back to scratch-made cooking. Because it is hard. It is hard to eat healthy, especially when in our situation, it was mandated that we change our regulations. So what I do is I look around of what's popular, what's on trend in restaurants and currently the current movement, and then I try to cater it to each grade level and the recipes that fit in with our district or with the federal guidelines.
So give us an example of something that is popular that would be appealing to a student, something and that could be ultimately healthy, because I know that there are a lot of parents who are listening to us.
So my goal is to stay within the regulations, which include calories, fat, and sodium. And one of the popular things is the food truck. That's pretty trendy right now around the nation. And so I've taken items from there, such as a Chipotle chicken taco, and I've made it with ingredients that fit into our requirements. So we try to use fresh herbs where we can, with cilantro, is a big part, parsley, and that helps keep the sodium and fat down without adding, additional salt. So that has been one of a nice way that we've been able to incorporate something that's out on the street.
And something that kids really enjoy. They enjoy eating. That's something fun. You mentioned something that I think is really important for parents and a lot of us as consumers, sodium and the sodium intake. So I'm sure that you really look at recipes very closely to make sure that the sodium intake and also the sugar intake for other foods is sort of at a minimal or at least within reasonable guidelines, correct?
Correct. In order to participate in the program, we have to abide by the legislation, which is low in sodium. I'm an avid label reader, and I do a lot of calculations when it comes to adding the sodium up over the course of our menus each day, and then within the week that I stay within the average. And then also just knowing which foods are higher in sodium and then lower. Obviously, fresh fruit and vegetables and whole grains will be lower in sodium than other items. So knowing those makes my job a little bit easier.
So you're sharing a lot of interesting information, and I'm going to probe further, Elizabeth, because I want to get some information that might be helpful to those parents who are a little stressed and overwhelmed, and they know that they have to watch what they feed their children and what they also consume. But spending time reading labels, I mean, I do that myself. I think it's important. I've been doing it for quite a while. But what tips would you give them? And I've also heard that when you shop, you should shop, I don't know if you believe this, but that you should shop within the periphery of the supermarket because, you know, the aisles within are just a lot of box and processed things. So your thoughts on that?
Well, I think it's hard because there's a lot of information out there online, and it makes it difficult to decipher what is, you know, evidence-based information versus, you know, maybe something that's anecdotal. So I would recommend, as you suggested, one of the easiest ways to approach having a healthier lifestyle is to shop around the perimeters of the grocery store. But one thing I like to do is there's so many tips and techniques that one can do to lead a healthier lifestyle. I think they need to think about what's important to them first and what they think they can do reasonably. One thing that I've done with my family, which I'm not the food police at home, is that we do like sort of a 90-10 or an 80-20 where most of our foods are healthy. And then each day we have something that maybe isn't as healthy or doesn't have as many nutrients. So it's more of a moderation. And then we never really have that urge to consume something that doesn't have as many vitamins or minerals or is really just what we call, you know, no calorie. So you know, we'll have chocolate at home, and we do eat cookies, but we have them in moderation.
So you meant moderation is a key word. How do you teach that to students? And I know that there are some educational components within the district to support nutrition. So how do you teach them about moderation, and how can they self-regulate also when they're eating?
That is difficult because you're asking to change a behavior. What we do within our program, which is really nice, is every dish that's offered to the student is at the portions that are right for their age and for their grade level. So from doing that and seeing that every day, they're able to connect that portion size to them and hopefully assimilate that. Okay, this is the size that I should be eating for a cup of fruit, and this is the size of pizza that is for me, you know, for my age. We do have some curriculum within the district all the way up until 9th grade, where they take HOPE and in high school. But I think it's a community effort. It's so multifactorial, that and environmental, that it is an all around effort from everyone within the district, from the administrators down to us. You know, we're in the kitchen, is to encourage and to lead by example.
And leading by example is important. So if you're a parent and you're eating something that's not too healthy, and that's sort of your pattern, it's become your habit, then that's a problem because that's what the child sees. What about fast food consumption? I know that that's hard, but for parents who are stressed and who are working, are there options within that they could consider for their families?
Well, thankful to the previous administration, they have required that restaurants list calories on their menu. And so that's been so beneficial, because I know, because I've been out and you're not always sure what you're getting when you eat. So what they have done since the Obama administration is that they've not only had to list the calories, but they also have to provide healthier options. And so going to a fast food restaurant these days, while it is convenient, and I completely understand because sometimes life takes over, there are choices available to make healthy choices. And again, it's moderation. If you're having that, it's fine. Next day, just get back on track.
Moderation is very important. I can tell you that for years, Elizabeth, I've sort of had a cheat day. Now it's really a cheat meal on Sunday. So I save that urge to eat that cookie on Sundays, but I know that that's not necessarily realistic for our students. And teaching them moderation is important. Talk to us a little bit about the Wellness Committee in the district. What's that all about?
Okay, so that's a great question. The Wellness Committee is, I chair it, so I kind of spearhead that. Our initiative is to help the district and everyone and the community follow the wellness policy, which has been established by the board, but then also take initiatives where we can promote health and wellness within the school district. Now, this year was our first real year being a committee. So as a group, we've decided to tag along on what was already implemented, which was the district-wide recycling program. I felt, and as the group we did too, it would be a good place for us to just jump in, being a new committee, and it's already in place, that we could assist. So what we did as a department is we really identified what materials are recyclable and what's not. We've also brought in products, non-food products, containers that are recyclable. We've had some education. That's been the biggest avenue we've taken over the course of this past year, is really educating the students and the faculty on recycling and the benefits. And it really is a community effort. The more support we have from the top, the easier it is and the more it becomes a habit. And so while it's not particularly tied to wellness, it is a positive behavior change. And we're going to continue that over the summer. We have plans to visit the recycling plant in Fort Pierce, which should be interesting in the middle of the summer. And
I'm sure of that.
I have, at the high schools, I'm bringing in recyclable aluminum bottles. And then we'll be working with the physical plant and installing, with the school and the PTA, installing water fountain stations. So they can take that recyclable bottle and they can fill it up at the water station.
Well, but these are all changes that, although they might not necessarily be perceived as nutritional changes, they're lifestyle changes that will ultimately lead to, hopefully, happier and more productive young people.
That's true.
That's really the goal. Now, the district received an accolade back in the fall. I believe it was in August, the U.S. Award recognition. Yeah. Share with our viewers and our listeners a little bit about that notable distinction.
Yeah, that was really wonderful to have. So it was called the Healthier U.S. School Challenge. And what it is about is those schools that really implement a healthier community within the district, and such as having fresh fruit available to students throughout the entire cafeteria. It's little things like that, moving the white milk ahead of the chocolate milk. So it's little nudges, that what they call, I think it's emotional behavior change, that those schools that were successful and met a certain criteria, they were awarded these distinctions. And that money that they received is now able to go back into the program. Oh,
what a wonderful program, Elizabeth. We're going to take a break to hear from our sponsors, and we will be right back.
At the Kindergarten Readiness Collaborative, our vision is for every parent, regardless of income or zip code, to have the knowledge and tools they need to raise healthy children that are prepared for kindergarten. Our mission is to support our partners in developing a high-quality early childhood system that is family-centered. Our outreach and parent engagement specialists connect with families and build trusted relationships. KRC has chosen Fellsmere and Gifford as our two focus areas in Indian River County. Our Fellsmere office is located downtown in the city annex, and our new Gifford office is located within Victory Park Apartments. Our administrative offices are now located adjacent to Healthy Start and Treasure Coast Community Health in Vero Beach. The Kindergarten Readiness Collaborative, developing a high-quality early childhood system for all children in Indian River County.
Everyday activities are great for finding moments for talking and teaching new words. Babies' brains grow 80% in the first 18 months of life. As parents and your baby's first teacher, you can help build their brain with language and literacy skills. Involve the whole family. Ask questions. The more words babies hear, the larger their vocabulary can grow. Support early childhood education by talking, reading, singing, and family engagement. This message has been brought to you by PNC Grow Up Great and the Florida Grade Level Reading Campaign.
For those tired of staring at laundry as it piles up, the answer is usually putting it off as long as possible. For most, there's not just another minute to squeeze into a day to get the laundry done. Sunshine Laundries can help. This is Tom Rhodes, owner of Sunshine Laundries, with a reminder that 5 of our locations offer drop-off service. We'll wash, dry, and fold. For locations and hours, we're at sunshinelaundries.com and with laundromats all along the Treasure Coast.
Hi, I'm Derek Ogden from Word of Mouth Computers and Electronics. Since 2009, my team and I have been providing South Florida and the Treasure Coast with the highest level of service in the technology field. Computers, networks, surveillance systems, web services, Wi-Fi systems, anything you need technology related, we're your guys. Small business technology and consulting is my passion. Whether your business has 1 computer or 100 computers, I will come to your office and give you a custom technology evaluation report, and you won't owe me a dime for it. That's right, a free in-office technology consult, but only for a limited time. For your home or business, all you need is one number for all your technology needs. Call me right now before time runs out at 888-966-7228. Remember, there's no obligation. That number again is 888-966-7228. And ask for me, Derek.
A member of the iTex training community. Your iTex dollars are welcome.
Visit board-certified, fellowship-trained vitreal retinal surgeon Dr. Robert Reinauer at New Vision Eye Center. Vitreal retinal surgery is required to fix many of the diseases of the retina, macula, and vitreous fluid of the eye. Dr. Reinauer's core focus is the surgical care of the retina, including retinal detachments, medical treatment of dry and wet macular degeneration, and diabetic eye care. Your eyesight deserves world-class eye care. Visit newvisioneyecenter.com or call 772-257-8700.
We're back to Moonshot Radio, where every moment is an opportunity to learn. Joining me today in the studio is Elizabeth Alfaro. She is a registered dietitian and nutrition specialist for the School District of Indian River County. And we have been learning so much about school lunch menus and healthy options, and even about recycling, Elizabeth. Now, summer is here, and I want you to share with our viewers and our listeners a little bit about feeding options for our students during the summer. For those who might need a hot meal, how do they access that, Elizabeth?
Well, there's a few ways. Summer is in full swing. We started this week, so we're on our 3rd day. One is they can text 211. And that will give them a location, especially for our mobile feeding bus. But any student that comes to a camp, which they can find on the district website as well as our website and then our social media accounts, we are what's called an open site. So any student that's near that area, whether they're at the camp or they're not at the camp, they can receive a free meal. So we're open, and that includes for breakfast and lunch. So if they're at home and they're near a school that's in session, they can come eat with us.
Oh, thank you for spearheading that. That's really important, particularly in some of our communities. So they can text 211. They could go to the Facebook school district page. They can go to the website. They can get more information, but we want to make sure that students get fed during the summer. There is absolutely a resource there. There
is, and we are here all summer long. Until August 2nd, and then we'll be gearing up for the school year. But one thing that we have, which we started about 3 years ago, are our mobile feeding buses. We have 3 buses, one for each section of the county, so north, central, and south. And we visit those areas that may not have access to a local site, and we provide the meal for them. So we drive up in our school bus that's outfitted with some of them have music and they're decorated, and they can come join us on the bus and they can have a free lunch.
Oh, that's wonderful. Wow. So there are 3 buses that go around the county and that are providing a healthy hot meal to students.
Yes, that's correct. And those sites were set up by organizations that wanted to participate. So every place that we're feeding, aside from the schools, are organizations in the community that did want to serve the meals. So if they do text that 211, they can get on our website. It was just loaded up yesterday. They can find those sites. They're very easy, and it'll give you the times. So you'll be able to, you could follow the bus all around if you wanted to.
And learn more about the county, right? During the summer.
You can get to know the county.
What a great idea. Elizabeth, in the time that we have left, I want to talk a little bit about allergies. And those are certainly a concern as you plan menus and suggestions. So any tips for parents on how to address allergies, and how do you address allergies in your role in the district?
Well, one great opportunity that we give to the parents is that we can accommodate allergies. So I know that there is a lot of fear when parents are sending their child off to school and they're unsure if maybe their child is going to have something available to them. We do. The best thing that you can do is contact me, because I normally, I will contact every student's family that has an allergy and discuss with the parents what we can do to provide for them breakfast and lunch. And so I know that it can be a little overwhelming, especially when kindergarten starts. The parents don't know us in the district, but we do offer that service, and we are happy to. I don't think that any child should be able to not eat at school just because they may be allergic to one ingredient.
We want to make sure that they still are able to participate in the meals provided in school. So there should be no hesitation about reaching out and contacting you. Do you call them, or should they call you, or should they talk to their school principal? What is easiest?
Sure.
Elizabeth?
So most of the time what I find out through is that the parent has either communicated with the kitchen manager, and then they'll contact me, or he or she, or the school nurse. So one of the great things about being in this district is that there's all these points where we connect. So whether they go to the school nurse or the website or the manager, I will find out.
And the information and the support is definitely out there. So you should not be concerned as a parent that your child is not going to get fed.
Right.
Or is not going to get a hot meal.
A hot meal. Absolutely. And we take it very seriously. So no matter what the allergy is or allergies, they will be provided with a meal. So they can visit the website, the district website, and go to the Food and Nutrition Services. And our information is on there. My information is on there, my name and my phone number.
Oh, that's excellent. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that you really take out of your time to make that personal connection with the family and reassure them that, yes, we can provide and we can accommodate for your child here at school.
Correct.
Elizabeth, I want to thank you, and I also want to congratulate you on being recognized as Employee of the Year and District Finalist. I think that's a testament to the wonderful work that you're doing for the district in spearheading nutrition and making sure that all of our children have access to a hot and balanced meal. So thank you so much. I do want to invite you to come back, because you started talking about recycling and other wonderful things. So if you would love to come back, we'd like to have you, please.
Yes, absolutely.
I think these are important issues, and we need to get the information out to families. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful summer, and hopefully we'll see you on the bus.
Sure. Yep. We can come down anytime.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
And until next time, this has been Moonshot Radio, where every moment is an opportunity to learn.